For your family's comfort, brought to you by Green's Plumbing and Modern Heating.
Hi, welcome to For Your Family's Comfort, brought to you by Green's Plumbing and Modern Heating. Last week we talked about items on the heating side in your mechanical room, and now today we're going to talk about plumbing items that can possibly be in your mechanical room.
That's right. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of follow the path of the water as it comes into your house, and then kind of go by component what that water sees and what it goes through before it gets to the point where it comes out of your faucets. So in every house, whether you're out in the country or in town, you've got a water line that comes up from the ground, and a lot of times it's a black plastic water line like that. In this case, this mechanical room is out in the country, so it has its own pump. If you're in town, you don't have a pump and a pressure tank like this. But we get a lot of questions on, well, what happens if I've got a major leak in my house? Where's the water valve so I can shut my water off? Well, you just follow this main line and into the pump, and in this case, this is the first valve we come to. If you live in town, this valve was probably right close to the floor in the water line. But this is the main valve that you can shut off, and that'll stop the flow of water.
So Rick, what is the round item there? People might not know what that is.
This is a pressure gauge that tells us how much pressure right now on this system. We've got 50 pounds of pressure on our water system. Again, if you're in town, you don't have a gauge like that, and the pressure doesn't come from the pump, it comes from the water tank that's in town. So then from this point, we can follow this line that goes through, and then it goes through these water softeners here. In this particular case, this home has some real water issues, so it has two water conditioners, one to do the iron and the hardness, and one to take care of tannins. But at any rate, we've got two water conditioners here. These happen to be Water-Right units. One is a sanitizer and one is the impression.
When you say tannins, though, a lot of folks might not know what that is.
That's a kind of a vegetative matter that can be in some water, and it's usually involved with people that have their own water walls, not people that are in town.
It stains things yellow, right?
That's right.
It's different than
rust.
It's
dark, kind of like dark coffee. Yep. That's right. So then, from the water softener, in this case, these pipes go up the wall and over, and then the next thing they do is they split off and they go to either the cold water faucet, or if you need hot water, of course everybody needs hot water, and this is the water heater. In this particular house, this is what we call the tankless water heater. So you can see that it doesn't take up very much room. It hangs on the wall. It's very high efficient because it vents with this plastic pipe. Again, it's not hooked up to a conventional chimney, it's just vented with the plastic pipe. And you can see that this takes up so much less room than a tank type water heater, where it would be this high and goes all the way to the floor and is about 2 feet in diameter. So this takes up a lot less room and is very, very efficient. So again, as our water flows, comes out of the ground, goes through our water softener over to our water heater, and then there's a point where you can see there's two pipes here where it splits up, and one goes to the hot water heater and one goes to the cold to feed cold water to all your faucets. So again, when you give us a call, if you got a problem, you can talk about specific things like your main valve, you can talk about your water heater, you can talk about your water conditioner.
Well, and a lot of people didn't even know that there were shutoffs, so that's an important thing to know.
Yep, and if you don't have those shutoffs, then that's another reason to give us a call, because you should have one in all those pieces of equipment.
You should. So we'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us.